Hello my dear students, welcome back to another session of computer application class. So here in the previous class we have discussed about the values and the data types in the Java programming language. I hope you understood what I taught in the previous class. So today in this session we are going to learn about in depth about the programming elements. Okay, so one of the major element of the programming will be called as tokens. Okay, so tokens and what do you mean by token? So we already know, so the best example for token, when we are going to the hospital, before consulting a doctor we will get the token. So what is the speciality of token? So token means that it's a smallest individual unit. Okay, it's a very small piece of paper. So that is an individual paper that will be given to every people. Because of that because of the size of the paper only we are telling it was a token. Okay, so the same concept only we are using in the programming language. The token is many things will be, that means a number of content will be combining it together. The overall it will be called as a token. Okay, so we can, in other words, we can tell token is an individual small unit, small part of the individual or small unit of a Java programming is called as a token. And the speciality of the token is token. When we are using the token, each token is having some meaningful, that means it is having some predefined meaning or some kind of meaning will be there, isn't it? So just like information, so that is called as a token. So in the Java programming language, number of tokens we are using to write the Java program. So without tokens we cannot do the Java program. So many things important. So while writing the Java program, many things will be, but each and every minute point we are considering, that will be most important to write the Java program. Okay, so each and every part will be important, that it means. Okay, so we can come back to the token concept. So token is already, I have said, it's a smallest individual unit. So what are the programming elements we are using in the Java programming, so that each element is called as a token. Okay, so which are the major tokens we are using in the Java programming? We can see there are 7 tokens we are using in the Java programming. So which are the tokens we can see? The first token will be literals or constants. So literal or constant means a constant, it is a token. So we already know what do you mean by constant. Constant, it is a fixed value where we are storing the fixed value, that particular variable or equations or formula, something we are telling it as a constant. Okay, so constant we can consider as a one of the major token. So the next one is identifier. So identifier will be there, assignment will be there, and punctuators will be there, then separator, operator, and keywords. Okay, so these are the major tokens we are using in the Java programming language. So one by one we can see. So what are the each option, each token, what is the use of each token in the programming language, and also how it will be using. So what are the major advantages and disadvantages, what are the uses and all, that we can see one by one. Okay, so the first one is literals. So literals means it's a constants. So we are telling it is constants. Constants or literals. So what do you mean by constant? So we already know when we are doing the physics problem or mathematical problem, some specific value will be constant. So constant means what? That value cannot be changed. That means never it has changed. It's a permanent value. For example, in the mathematics, pi value. Pi value is a constant or permanent value. So like that sine, cos, tan. So this trigonometric functions. So this all will be permanent only. So this kind of value where we are stored, that kind of that variable is known as a constant. Okay, so in the programming language we are not using that kind of concept. Constant means a different type of constants are there, so we can make it as constant. So when we are using, by the time it is not a constant value, but after using it will become a constant value. So that is the speciality of the programming language. So in the constant or literal is having number of constants will be there. Okay, so what are the major number of literals or major constants we can see? So here the first one is integer constant. integer constant. So integer constant means what are the numerical value, normal numerical values we are using in the programming language, that is called as a integer constant or integer literals. Okay, so which are the integer literals? That is 0 to 9 normal digits combinations, that is called as a integer literal or integer constant. So and one more thing we can tell, in other words we can tell, the normal number which is not having the decimal point. So the decimal point is not including, isn't it? So that is a decimal fraction number. The decimal point, it's not including normal numbers only. Example, 12, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it will be continuing. So it is that kind of numbers. The normal numbers we can consider as a integer literals or integer constant. So the second constant will be, it's a real constants. Real constant. Real constant means that is a floating number. Floating number means it's in the physics and chemistry we are studying that, not that floating. Floating point values we are telling it's a, so one of the major data types what we are using in the programming language is called as a float. Okay, so that is represented by decimal fraction number or decimal point value. Okay, for example 12.3 or 3.5, this kind of decimal fraction number we are considering as the real constants or real literals. Okay, so the next constant will be string constant. String constant. So string constant or we can consider as a character constant. So both will be the 3 and 4 we can consider as string constant and character constant. So string and character both will be text only, the group of text only, but why it is called as a string or character? So when we are telling string, that is different and character also different, but in the view that we can see both will be alphabet combinations only, but there is a difference. Okay, so what is that difference? I will tell. So string means, first we can go for the character. Character means alphabet letters. Which are the alphabet letters we are using from the keyboard? That each individual letter is called as a character, isn't it? So that is called as A. A is a character, and B, C, D, and so on. So this individual alphabet is called as a character. Okay. When the characters will be comes together, that time we can tell it will be a string. That means string just like a text or word. Okay, so in the alphabet we cannot tell it's a word or text. That is a letters only, single or individual letters only. So this individual letter will be considering as a character. Okay, so when the characters will comes together, that will we will get a text or words. So that we can consider as a string. So these are the next two constants or literals, that is called as a string constant or string literals and character constant or character literals. Okay, so these are the major constants we are using in the Java programming language. So apart from this, some more constants will be there, that is some kind of complicated programming or Java programming. Complicated means some kind of a scientific level Java programming will be the software developing or in-depth or database administrations and all we are using some kind of specific code conversion. Okay, for that we are using some little more advanced constants we are using, that is called as which one? The first one is octal constant, hexadecimal constant. Octal constant and hexadecimal constant. So octal and hexadecimal means that is not a normal number. So than the normal number, in these two number is having some speciality will be there. So some one previous class I have explained, I think so. So what do you mean by octal number? What do you mean by hexadecimal number? Actually the numbering concept. So when we are studying the numbering concept, it will be there. So the real classification of numbers will be decimal, binary, octal and hexadecimal only. Okay, so in this octal literals and hexadecimal literals, so some kind of highly what is that so some complicated calculations or complicated like programming and all if you wanted to do, we are depending on the octal and hexadecimal. So why it is called as a complicated? So the character, integer and float, these three data type is having their own limitation will be there to store the data, isn't it? So that means the integer. So I have declared one integer variable int a. Okay, so int a means how it will be, I will explain. Integer a. So integer a means it's a declaration of variable. So we can give the definition about this. This is a variable declaration. A is a variable type of integer. That means we can store only integer value. That means we should store only integer values like 0 to 9 combination, not even decimal point number. Okay, so only individual numerical value we should enter this declaration. Okay, so while declaring how much integer, that means what is the maximum length of the integer value, the user will be inputting the value. So any number we can input in this value, in this variable. Okay, so for example 2 I can input, 200 I can input, then 2000 I can input, then 20,000 I can input. Up to how much? What is the range of the inputting value? So that will be limited. For integer, character, float, these three data type is having their own limitation will be there to entering the data, inputting the data. So like that, in the integer variable, we can enter maximum up to -3 to 7 to 7 to plus 3 to 7 to 8. So that means 30,000 above, maximum 5 places value up to the 30,000, 32,000. Up to this we can enter the value. If you are trying to enter 32,729, it won't accept this variable because one integer variable maximum they can afford this much. This is the range for. Okay, so some kind of programming, so we need beyond that, that means the 40 lakhs we need to enter, 40 lakhs we need to enter, or a crores values we need to enter. So that the normal integer value is not supporting for this. So what will we do? That means we need to convert the value for the exponent format. So like that, how it will be 5 raised to 10 into 3 or 10 raised to -7. So this kind of exponent calculations we need to use it. So exponent calculation, for using the exponent calculation, the normal integer or normal data types they are not supporting. So in that situation or that case we are using the octal and hexadecimal data format. So that is also a type of integer or literals only. Literal or constants, different types of constants only. Okay, so these are the major constants we are using in the Java programming language. Okay, so the next one is the next option for the token. The second token will be, the first token will be integer or constants or literals or constant. The second token will be we can consider as an identifier. Identifiers. So what do you mean by identifier? What do you mean by identify? That means to identify the thing. So that is called as identifier. So actually in the programming language, identifier means to identifying purpose we are using some kind of variables or some kind of names. So what are the names we are giving in the programming? So when we are writing a program, so to identify the program we need to give some name. For example, after working with any application, you wanted to save the file. So that means Excel or spreadsheet or any Word document. You have prepared something or some documentation you have done. Afterwards, you wanted to save the file. How you will save it? Saving option will be there. That is, of course, we know that. Okay. So while saving or while using the option, you should or you must and should give the name for the particular document. So how you will give the name? Which content you have given in the particular document, related name we are giving. Okay. So the speciality of that name will be that name never will be repeating. Once if you give one document, so I have prepared one student list. Okay, the 9th ICSE student list I have prepared in the Word document. Okay, so after that I wanted to save the document. I just given simply some name I just given means the later difficult to identify the file. Okay, if I will give the name will be related to student list. So I have given the 9th ICAC student name list. I have given this name. So easily I can identify the name of the file. So one more speciality, what name you have given, that will be never repeated. We are not using this name to another file. That means that identifier will be always constant. Okay, so that is also apart from the, once if you apply, it should not be changed. That means we can change the name, but should not use somewhere else, or another file should not use it. Okay, so that is identifier. So then example for the identifier. So while saving, what are the file name you are giving, that we can consider as an identifier. Okay, so while doing the programming, so Java programming, different variables we are using. Different variables means like integer a, b, or float a, b. So like that, by using the data types, we are using the variable to store something. Yeah, we are representing some variable. So that is also a type of identifier. And when we are doing the Java programming, class we are mentioning. That means a class of Java programming means that is completely based on class concept only. So each class we should give the name, class student or class employee, or like that each class is having name. So the name of the class we can consider as a identifier. And one more will be there. So each and every Java programming, inside the class we are using the member functions, actions we are using. So this member function is also having some name. So that is also a permanent. So once if you use one name in one particular class, should not repeat in the entire program. So that is a constant. So this function name, member function name, class name, which are the variables we are using in the entire programming, and file names, this all will be, we can consider as an identifiers. Okay, so identifier means to identifying purpose we are using some specific name or variable, that is called as an identifier. That means for identification we are using. But identifier means it's not a very small thing, it's a big thing only. That means while using the identifier or while applying the identifier, we should be careful, because some kind of rules and regulations will be there to give the identifier. Okay, so identifier means always the first and foremost or most important rule of identifier, giving identifier, the first will be all the identifiers. When we are giving the name of a class or name of a variable, name of a file or whatsoever, should be, must and should be start with the alphabet or underscore. Must and should start with the alphabet or underscore. So the second one is the maximum character length. So that means when we are giving the name for the identifier or variable or class or whatsoever, the maximum length of the identifier will be 255 characters. That is important, 255 characters. Then next, should not start with the numerical value or any other punctuators. So these three is must and should. The first of all, all the identifiers, so which are the identifier we are using, must and should start with the alphabet or underscore. Okay, the maximum identifier character length will be 255, not more than. Okay, so the third one is should not start with the numerical value or decimal fraction number or any kind of punctuators. Punctuators means what are the special characters we are seeing on the keyboard, like star symbol, question mark or slash. So like that, some kind of extra special characters should not use as an identifiers. Okay, so one next, the fourth one is keywords. Keywords means that is the last part of the token will be keywords only. Then we will go for in depth. So keyword should not use keyword as an identifier. That means the fixed value, that means the system defined commands will be there. For example, in the Java programming, class is a keyword, and input and output command will be there. System.out.println. So these 4 words will be there. That kind of system provided words should not use as a identifier, like integer. Int is a keyword. Okay, why it is called as keyword? The given word is having some predefined meaning. That's why it is called as a keyword. So always the keyword will be providing by the software library. Which software or which application software we are using, they are having their own library will be there. So the library means the inbuilt files they are using. So that inbuilt files or inbuilt commands should not use as a identifier. So identifiers they are given to the user. That is user wish only, which identifier we are using. So what is the length of the identifier, what format we are giving that and all, user can decide. Actually it is a user dependent. Okay, so identifier should not, keyword should not use as an identifier like Java programming commands or class or member function in a data types name like integer, float, character. So that kind of literals or constant data types should not use it. Okay, so these are the major rules we have to listen or be careful about while giving the identifiers. So only 4 rules will be there. The first one is should not start with the numerical value or any punctuators or special characters. Must and should start with the alphabet or underscore. And the next one will be the maximum character length while giving the name of a file or while giving the variable or while giving the name of a class whatsoever. Maximum character length will be 255, not more than. They won't accept it. If you are giving not more than 255, if it is 256, the up to 255, how much it will be, the only they will consider that. The 256th character they will automatically remove it. The maximum length they are considering only 255. Okay, so the next should not use as keyword. The keyword should not use as a identifier, because identifier means once if you give the name of particular commands, that will be permanent. So to enter the entire programming, that will be, we are using the from top to bottom programming statements. Okay, so while once if you give, they are having some meaning. For example, integer a equal to 20, I just given a value. So the value of a will be 20, that is a type of the a will be integer that we already fixed and declared. So that the entire programming, the meaning of a variable will be integer data type and the value will be 20. That cannot be changed. Okay, so that is known as an identifier. So like that, a keyword, the system will be already set the meaning or value. For example, that is I said no, integer. Integer means we already explained only 0 to 9 numerical value should be store the integer type. Who said it is? Who developed the Java application software? The developer already fixed and given to the public. So that integer type we cannot change it. Okay, so to store the numerical, that is also we cannot change it. If you use int, instead of integer value, you just trying to enter the character value, they won't accept it, never will accept, because integer already fixed. Okay, just like ready-made, we cannot do in any alteration or nothing we cannot do. Okay, so that is called as a keyword. Keyword is a predefined word. It is having some predefined meaning. It's already fixed. We just take it and use it. Whenever we need, we can use it. That's all. So these are the major rules we are using while giving the identifiers in the Java programming language. So this is the second token we are using in the Java program. So many tokens are there. So literal is the first token. Identifier is the second token. So literal is having, literal means it's a constant only, number of constants will be there, integer constant, real constant, octal constant and hexadecimal constant, string constant and character constant. So these are the literals and identifiers. Okay, so this is a very small concept only, but when we are using the programming, this is must and should. If you don't know about this thing, while declaration time or while giving the class name or while giving the programming name, we will make a small mistake. This small mistake make a big problem. That means we won't get the output. That is the mean. So simple one small mistake. A small mistake means we already know while doing the Java programming, each and every statement should be end with a semicolon. So that will inside the public group. Inside the public group, what are the commands or statements we are giving? So each and every statement should be end with a semicolon. If the one statement will be missing semicolon, means that the program never execute. If the program is never execute, what is the output? Nothing will be there. They will show their statement missing semicolon. The continuously they will show that. Okay, so I said one small mistake will be, because of the small mistake we won't get the output. The entire program you have written properly without any mistake, command or logic, everything will be correct, but you forgot to put one comma or one semicolon, the entire program will be wrong. That means if you are not getting output, means the program will be wrong only. They won't consider you are written properly. The output is important. Okay, so many things we have done. Okay, so many things we have done, that we already know, many concepts we have adopted, but final, if you are not going to get the output, means what are the effort you have given, that is utterly waste. Okay, that means properly or be carefully we have to write the program, and even small mistake also we need to recover it, otherwise it's useless only. Okay, so that's why I said the punctuators, these concepts of tokens, it is very much important in the programming language. So tokens, a different type of tokens will be, the next class will continue, 1 or 2 class it will be get finished, then we can start the practical classes. So practical classes have not much of that effects we will not get like directly we are doing in the lab. How much we can, we'll do it. Okay, when the school reopen, we can continuously will do the practicals and do. Okay students, I hope you understood today's class. Only 2 topics I have completed. So further doubt will be that you can contact me every time I am telling, no, so like that you can contact me, and you can, the notes are already ready. Within 2 days within 2 days, so day after tomorrow, within 2 days I will send to you that both the lessons. Not much more, only 2 marks, 5 marks, 3 marks questions only. That means multiple choices questions are not there for us. Only the questions will be start from 2 marks only. So that I have prepared the answer, both the lessons I have prepared. I just convert as a PDF and I will send to you within 2 days. Okay students. So thank you. Have a great day.